even when I play as an assistant coach, it's different with all the coaching changes, obviously the additions to the league. It doesn't feel like what I've been used to. Although for me, it's just embracing the different styles. Each team has a different style. If you're playing Clemson, it's different than North Carolina. If you're playing Wake Forest, it's different from Virginia. You go down the line. I think that's what makes our league unique, and it's a great thing.
Just for last year's COVID seniors, how do you see us like next year at this time? Do you feel like it kind of goes back to normal of where a one-and-done class might be what gets you over the top, or you think like we're more balanced?
Well, I think naturally, if you looked at the transfer portal rankings, you're probably going to lose 40% of the top players in the portal going forward. Most of the top players are fit for 6-year guys, but you're going to lose 20% overall. So the transfer portal is going to be smaller. So still, I think you'll have great players from it, but the difference of an 18-year-old being able to make an impact against 22 is much different than 23 or 24. So I do think it'll be a change. I don't know if back to normal is a term we should ever say, because I don't know what normal is anymore. But I do think it'll be not as big of a difference where freshmen can make more of an impact easily.
By college football
I've thought about it. I'm probably not the best person to ask because I'm so consumed. Nothing gets drawn out with me, right? Because I'm in it every day. That is a concern. I mean, look, I think football is modernized. College football has been able to set course to do their own thing. And so we haven't done that. And we need to be very thoughtful for how we continue to get engagement, not just for March and April, but for February and January especially. As we start ACC play and conference play, there's a lot of big-time games. So I don't have the answer today, but I do know that's important that we figure that out, how to get separation.
Small sample size for Friday night, obviously, just a scrimmage, inter scrimmage. The team looked like they want to get up and down and not afraid to shoot a lot of threes. Is that something that's been deliberately, proposed by you guys to get a lot of shots up? And is that 2001 team's three-point attempt record in jeopardy?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that team, that 2001 team, we got a long way to go before we start thinking about that. Playing fast is something we want to do. Playing fast and still taking great shots is something a young team, we're just going to have to go through some growing pains to learn. I would like to see more defense, more rebounding. I put that out of my mind for that game. I knew that wasn't going to happen as much. No excuses from here on out. I think we're going to be a big-time defensive team, and rebounding is going to be a key for us because even though we don't have anybody below 6'4", it's not like we're this overwhelming big team. Besides, come on, the rest of us, we're 6'8" and below, so we're right in that range. We all have to collectively rebound. But shooting's a strength, no question about it. That was a big point of emphasis for us after last year. Prioritize shooting. And, that's who I was. So I'm not going to be holding our guys back from taking shots. That's what we're going to do.
I think Jon had 7 rebounds in that 20-minute exhibition, so per 40, is that what you're expecting him to give us?
Well, Kamon's been a great rebounder for us, even in practice. And, to be that big and to play with that big of a motor, that's been impressive for me. And he just pursues the ball. And he's not afraid of contact, and that's going to be a big key for our team is his rebounding and his presence at the rim on both ends.
Going through the Zion era and now going through the Cooper era, potentially 1 year, obviously. How have you been able to keep him calm, poised, and collected going through the season, not even hitting the ACC road yet, but hostile environments to keep him level-headed?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this is, not to say it's easy, but it's it's in our house right now, right? And very soon we'll be playing national TV games and going outside of Cameron. I can tell you Cooper's wired for it, just like Zion was. I mean, he's wired for it. I think the thing everybody should understand is he's still 17. He's 17 going through an incredibly difficult schedule, a lot on his shoulders. And there's going to be moments where he has growing pains. And just like Zion had only a few of them, Zion was a one freshman where he just had a few, but that's going to happen as part of the course. And he has to control the things that he can control. But we got his back, we'll support him. And it's not just the Cooper, we have a team. Cooper wants us to be about the team. And that's what we're going to focus on.
John, when you talk about things going hot and cold with some of these top guys, how about the coach? Have they gone hot and cold with the coach to this point with you?
Well, I'm sure. I think that's part of the territory, right? And like I'll just tell you, a guy that I admire is Marcus Freeman. From over there. Marcus and I started head coaching at the same time. He might have coached the bowl game the year before, but I've admired what he's done. Just because you go from being Texas A&M, best coach in the world, next week you lose to Northern Illinois, right? And all of a sudden you become the worst coach. Then you steady the ship. It's just you can't go there. And I've admired his toughness, the job he's done as a coach, and all that. But for me, there's no coach you don't go hot and cold with. I think it's just the world we live in. It's nothing personal or whatever. So for me, my message to our players, my mindset, myself, I don't go on Twitter. I don't, because it's going to do nothing good for me. Including somebody saying I'm the best coach in the world. That doesn't do any good either. So I just think the more even-keeled, focus on what you can control, special things can happen when you do that.
Do you know Marcus?
I do know Marcus.
And so have you guys talked about that being the young coach at the program that's in the spotlight all the time?
We've shared some conversations with it, and I think very few people can have the empathy for what that feels like. His first head coaching job, mine as well. And I just love, he's been true to himself, you can see it. And I know he's going to do really good things there. And I think that's the biggest thing. You got to be true to yourself, and you have to block out the amazing expectations that come with being the head coach at Duke or the head football coach at Notre Dame. But we've shared some moments with that.
How did that relationship start?
We got connected through a friend. Yeah, we got connected through a friend. Yeah, and just we communicated. Obviously, when we go there, I mean, he's rooting for Notre Dame. I know that, but we do have a friendship and relationship. And again, when they're not playing Duke, I was rooting for Duke when they came and played us last year. But again, I am rooting for him personally because I think he's a great guy and somebody in a similar situation that I'd like to see be successful.
Did you grow up a Notre Dame fan with the Chicago connection?
No.
There is that Chicago.
There is. No, absolutely. But no, I would not. Yeah.
John, what's Pat been able to do lately?
What'd you say, Coach?
What has Pat been able to do lately?
Pat's still very limited in what he can do. We're progressing him slowly with as much sense of urgency as we can. Where he gets fully healthy, he can do a little bit on the court. He does some ball handling, shooting up to on his toes, almost on his toes, just flat on his feet right now. And hopefully soon we can get him moving up and down. But he's been attacking his workouts like crazy. His body continues to look better, and we miss him out there. We miss him, so I can't wait to get him back.
Given that Tyrese and Caleb will be the two captains of this team, would you ever consider that role for one of the veteran transfers?
Yeah, captains, I'm not close to naming a captain yet. These guys, they've done a great job of working every day and setting a tone. But there needs to be more runway with getting to know this team and figuring that out. These guys have been terrific. Sion James, Mason Gillis, even though they haven't worn a Duke uniform, they've been terrific as well. And I want our guys to lead, not regardless of a title. I just want them to lead and play their butts off no matter what.
Coach,
Last one. Go ahead.
Coach, you talked about rebounding needing to be more of a presence for you guys. How much does Malik add to that?
Malik adds a ton. I mean, he has a ton. You know, he can play with Kamani. He can also play the 5 some. But he really pursues the ball. He's got a great nose for it, and he's going to be key for us in many different areas. Rebounding obviously will be one of them.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Coach.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Coach.
it.
All right. Thank you.